2023, GMRSC made a presentation to the Public Safety and Environment Standing Committee. Most of the presentation dealt with the good work the organization does on behalf of the region, and near the end there was basically an ask that the city look to provide a structure. They pointed to the city of Bathurst, who had built a structure for their search and rescue unit. The structure, the picture that we looked at looked, 7 figures plus, if not more. And so when we looked at this, we thought instead of yes or no, that the Regional Service Commission has a public safety committee. And this body serves the entire region. And what we are not recommending is that you tell the GMRSC, go ask them, that you allow us to send the request to the GMRSC and follow up with that and see if there's room that that their involvement could generate some funds to help pay for what is probably at the end of the day a needed facility. So it's not a kick it down the road, or I guess it's not a you guys apply. It is permission for the city to send this off and say, here's a letter, we'd like to sit down and discuss it with you. And then the bottom part is to report that back to council. So the matter can either be picked up by council, knowing that the GMRSC or the Regional Service Commission is interested and potentially can help support this, or they can't. So that's the essence of it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Manager. Any questions or comments from members of council? Councillor DePlacy.
I guess through your chair to the, so was there, an excuse not just having all the details, was the ask that it be located, like, was there centralization given, like, within the city? Was there any kind of criteria or logic to that, or is it?
By the ground search and rescue?
Yeah.
No, there was a picture of a building in Bathurst saying, could you build us one of these?
Sure, so it could go in Blackville or?
Yeah, it could. It would seem to me to be an operational decision. Where is it best located?
Okay. I was just curious if that was part of the criteria.
Right now, I think the organization has an office in the Chatham Industrial Park, and I believe we let the Muse store some winter, or use one of our buildings for winter storage, but they don't have a central command post. They want to roll everything, understandably, into one: storage, training, offices, etc.
Question from the chair to the manager. And I missed the day. I was not present at the meeting where they came and presented. We certainly know they do great work around the community and a valuable asset to the community. Had they given a specific size requirement for their needs? There
was no detail. There was no cost estimate size. There was a photograph of the building in Bathurst.
I really do like the recommendation coming from staff of engaging in a conversation with the GMRSC. Ultimately, like, we are living in a world where regional collaboration is intended to be what happens in most cases on most things, and as you mentioned, including public safety. And I, perhaps one of the neighboring communities does have the space in one of their facilities. We don't. We do have some, and we let them use it now, but we don't have additional space. Nor do I really think it's feasible for us to take something on, building something new at this point. But I guess I would support the recommendation, but I'd also ask that perhaps before we go to the Service Commission, that we reach out to the Search and Rescue and try to ask what size requirements they think they need for their facility. Ultimately, if you're going to have a conversation of, hey, you might have some space for these folks, the logical next question is going to be, well, how much space do they need? And I think it would be helpful to have that information to engage in that conversation.
Yeah, the intention would be to reach out to them, and it was the intention to reach out to the city of Bathurst to get perspectives as cost, size. If they've just constructed this, they could give us some details. But both the city and the GMRSC would be consulted in terms of what they need.
Yeah, I guess just in further, I don't see any harm in reaching out to Bathurst, but I feel like the spirit of what they were showing you was, hey, we have a dedicated building, and who knows if the search and rescue folks in Bathurst have the same amount of equipment or whatever, right? So whatever the need is in Bathurst may not be the actual need here in terms of sizing.
Fair enough. Yeah, so we'll reach out to them.
Thank you. Councillor Summers?
Sorry, just not to interrupt, but the letter they sent into us that got this on the agenda this evening has all those details right there, so we don't have to reach out to them.
Very good. Thank you, Councillor. Problem solved. So in that case, I guess if anyone, any further comments or questions, and if not, Mr. Manager, would this go up for a motion, or can we just direct you here to go speak to them?
No, I'm pretty sure we're going to be looking at a special council meeting next week, and we would start the preliminary work with GMRC, but I prefer a motion. So.
Okay. Would anyone make a motion to send this up? Yep. Deputy Mayor Quinn, seconded by Councillor Summers. On the question, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. So that item will go up as well. Thank you. So that actually concludes the public agenda this evening. So we'll say goodbye to those folks joining us on the live stream, and I'll ask for a motion to go to committee of the whole, please. Councillor Harris, seconded by Councillor Johnston. On the question, all those